G'day and welcome back to Ethan's Wildlife. This is the second half of Herping Southeast Queensland and part 2 of our little look around Brisbane. And we're starting here in the southwest of Brisbane looking for one of our most iconic venomous snakes, the eastern brown. And then we're going to explore a couple more places around Brisbane. It's a little bit cool and windy at the moment, but we should be hopefully able to find one, but they can be pretty hard to target because they're quick to get out of your way. So let's see if we can find one. Well, here's something I'm surprised we didn't find in part 1. This is a baby eastern border dragon. Now we've already come across the eastern bearded dragon, and this is another member of the dragon family that grows to be quite large, although this one is small. It is very common in Brisbane. You often find these guys in urban parks and gardens, especially around a water source like this, and they're very strong swimmers. So if threatened, it might jump into this creek here, and at the moment he's just basking on these rocks. They're a spectacular lizard. They are an omnivorous species, like a lot of larger dragons are. So they'll eat both plants and animals. Well, we better leave this guy to sunbake a little bit. So a keelback just swam through there. Let's see if we can get a better view of the little guy. Oh, I think we missed him. That's unfortunate. So we just saw the first snake of the day, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get it on film. There's a little keelback, also known as a freshwater snake. It swam up this water and into the mouth of the wetlands. So it's well and truly gone, which is unfortunate. But we did get them in part 1. Yeah, they're a beautiful snake, non-venomous, but unfortunately this one has evaded being recorded. He's a bit camera shy. Let's keep looking for more snakes. Alright, so that first attempt was unsuccessful. We're going to do another lap, and then we might have to come back another time. If we're still unsuccessful, hopefully we find something. And then we'll head out tonight with the head torch and see what we can find nocturnally. There's a keelback right there. Excellent. I only just saw him. So this is a non-venomous colubrid snake, and it's semi-aquatic. So they'll mostly hunt frogs in and around water like this. Just as well, I just saw it too. Look at him going away now. Excellent. Wow, what a sighting. You can see here why they call it a keelback. Its scales have a nice keel to it. It's just coming out of that rock wall now. I think I might have scared it. As you can see, it's night time. Patience has finally paid off, and we can do some night herping. Hoping to find mostly frogs in this spot, but maybe if we're lucky we'll find a couple of snakes. Alright, so this little guy here is a graceful tree frog, also known as a dainty tree frog. Just turn the brightness up. You can see some of the cool features of this species here. It's a bit hard to make out, but he's got orange eyes and black pupils, but the pupils have dilated quite a bit, and they're quite similar to the Australian red-eyed tree frog in appearance, but they're a lot smaller and quite slender, and they have those yellow stripes over the eyes, which you can really see here. And this guy's just chilling out on his leaf. You often see them curled up, sleeping in potted plants and even on windows sometimes around Brisbane. They're one of my favourite frogs. They're such stunning colours. Right, so everyone should know this guy is a classic green tree frog. Quite a large frog. They're very common in Brisbane, throughout most of southeast Queensland, to be honest. You can see it really is the quintessential tree frog, being that green colour and having those big cling pads that it uses to climb up surfaces. Spectacular. Oh wow, what do you know? It's another graceful tree frog. You can see the orange belly and eye a little bit better there. How cute. They really are a very cute frog. Once again, another tree frog. You can see those cling pads on the ends of his digits there. He's starting to lower down because I think he's figured out that I'm here. He's not sure if I'm a threat or not, but of course we'll leave this little guy to his own devices. Alright, so this is a white crowned snake. They are weakly venomous, and they're generally considered harmless. Wow. They're absolutely tiny too. It's the first one I've seen in a while. They can be quite common, but I don't see them all that often. Isn't it spectacular? They're mostly small reptiles, and they're quite reluctant biters, more likely to headbutt over bite. Let's leave him be. Alright, that was a decent yield. All of that in pretty short time. I think it's about time to go for a road cruise. Alright, so I don't think this guy needs any introduction. This is a koala, and he's out on the move on the ground. So it looks to be a young male, and he's probably out looking for a mate. They are considered to be endangered in Queensland, so it's quite good to see them out and about. I think we'll just watch him and make sure he gets away from the road safely. So stupidly, I didn't actually film any of the herps that we found on this road cruise, but I got some photos which I'll show here. So as you can see, some pretty cool finds. I'm very keen for tomorrow morning because we're going to be going out once again west of Brisbane, and there's some cool lizards out there that I want to find. Right, so this one is definitely a lot bigger than the one we saw in part one. This is an eastern bearded dragon, very common along the east coast. This is a large individual. He's in excellent condition. You can see the fat pads behind his eyes and how his tail is nice and thick there. He's just sunning himself on this stump here. Absolutely spectacular lizard. I love bearded dragons so much. Yes, this is one of the lizards I've been wanting to find today. This is an Argus monitor, also known as a yellow spotted monitor. These guys grow to be quite big. In fact, this is one of the biggest ones I've seen for a while. The biggest one I've ever seen was up at Winton a couple of years ago, but this guy comes close. They're quite robustly built, and they're often mistaken for the sand goanna because they look quite similar, but these guys are quite a fair bit bulkier. These guys are opportunistic carnivores, like pretty much all monitor lizards, and they're even known to eat highly venomous snakes. Yes, this is the other lizard I was hoping to find today. This is a Tommy Roundhead, also known as an eastern two-line dragon. And you can see why he's called a Tommy Roundhead. He's got a bit of a round head. These guys are the smallest dragon you can find in Brisbane, and are little active insectivores. You often see them basking out like this in the western suburbs, although they're not all that common in the city. That was quite successful. I'm keen to keep the momentum going with another location. Right, so we've moved a little bit closer into the centre of the city in this park here. Hopefully we'll find some turtles, as there's a nice little creek that runs in through this park. And just like I predicted, here is an eastern short-necked turtle. It looks like it's the Crefts River turtle subspecies, which is a little odd because they're usually found north of the Mary River, and you can tell that because of the yellow temporal streak that it has. Alright, so here's another freshwater turtle species. This is an eastern saw-shelled turtle. You can tell this one apart from the eastern short-necked turtle because it doesn't have any of the facial striping. And in this juvenile, you can actually sort of see the serration on the back of the shell, but it's so covered in algae, so it's kind of hard. And here's a good old classic, elegant snake-eyed skink with some beautiful colours. Alright, so just to wrap up the episode, we're back at that location where we were looking for the brown snake. We're just hunting snakes in general, just to wrap it up, and then we might have to do a Brisbane part 3 even. This has been a really successful little series so far, so let's see what we can find today. The conditions are looking quite good. Here's the first herp of the day. It's another elegant snake-eyed skink. A yellow-faced whip snake just slithered into this tuft of grass here. I'm going to see if I can still see it, but I don't think I'll be able to. There it is. You see it? Excellent. They're a mildly venomous snake. You can see his head there. They're a highly active, slender, fast-moving species. They mostly target skinks, which is where they get the name whip snake. I'm going to see if I can zoom in here. Alright, there he is. And you can see he's got a, well, he's kind of turned his head now, but they have a comma-shaped marking underneath their eye, which is quite distinct in most cases. They're a beautifully coloured snake. They're quite common in Brisbane, but I actually don't see them all that often. I think because they're quite quick to move out of your way, but you can find these guys almost anywhere in Brisbane. Sorry I'm a bit shaking, I'm a bit excited because this is a new species for the year for me. I actually haven't seen one this year yet. And they're absolutely beautiful. I'm glad it popped out of this grass because I thought I lost it. So beautiful. Alright, let's see. Let's leave this guy be. He's off hunting his skinks. Oh, there's a side profile. They're so good. Well, we better leave this guy be. The snakes are obviously active. And let's see if we can find any other species. So here we've got two juvenile eastern water dragons. There's one there, he's sort of having trouble focusing, and there's one there. Cool. Right, let's leave these guys be and see if we can find any more snakes. Right, so that was quite a successful little day, wasn't it? The yellow-faced whip snake was so cool. Well, unfortunately, I think it's time for us to move on from this location. And I've still got some more spots and species I want to try and find in and around the Brisbane region before we move on to our next spot in southeastern Queensland. So, yeah, I think we're going to have to do a part 3. This has been really, really fun, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.